What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone for the biggest game of the season, which we play tomorrow. We play Bologna, and it's the biggest game of the season with, well, 4 games to go in the Serie A season. And, well, if you could look into the future a couple of years ago and you were hearing me say this, you would say, what the hell is he talking about? But that's the reality. We play Bologna away from home, and it's the biggest game of the season because we have it in our own hand. That's a reality. You win out, you're in. You're in the Champions League. Because that is what we are fighting for right now. It's the bare minimum, and that's getting into the Champions League. If you should end up drawing that game, it's not really in your hands. It's like with Roma, it depends. It's not 100% in your own hands. If you lose, well, it's completely out of your own hands. You need to start winning more games, which, well, seems even more unlikely, and you need to hope other teams stop dropping even more points in the next, I don't know how many weeks. But the question tomorrow, or like the thing tomorrow, is you need to win, because Venezia right now is beating Torino. So on the last match day, they are fighting for something, going away to Venezia. We have 3 away games and 1 home game. 1 against Udinese, with Bologna, Lazio, then Udinese at home, and then finally on the last match day, we play Venezia away from home, who are fighting for their lives, for survival, which is not going to be easy. So tomorrow, it's the biggest game of the season. Forget about everything for a minute, being the club, being the team, because everything you were and / are led up to this moment where you need to win against Bologna with 4 games to go to get into the Champions League. So forget about that right now. Right now, tomorrow is the moment where you're gonna see if this is somehow a real team, if there's some resemblance of a real team, or if the players who still get backed by many, don't deserve the backing at all, So before we get into it, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about that game. Okay, so Bologna tomorrow. First off, I want to start by saying there are no excuses. I don't want to see things about we are struggling at the back, we don't have fit players, we don't have this, we don't have that. Those are things I do not want to hear. Because with 4 games to play, we shouldn't be in this situation, but we are in this situation, which means that we have done something wrong. And it's not the injuries, it's throughout 34 games leading up to this one that we did things in the wrong way. So it's not because Caddy is injured and we need to play Cambiasso or whatever we're going to do that we are not getting into the Champions League. That's not the reason. That's an entire season. Right now, no excuse is going to help us. It is what it is. You need to go to Bologna and you're going to need to beat Bologna. That's what you're going to need to do. How? If I need to ask you that, I don't have the answer. I cannot lay out a scenario, and I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not confident. Why should I be confident? I've seen this team play. There's no reason to be confident about this team. Even though we won, we beat one of the worst sides the league has ever seen in Monza, with 10 men and whatever. There's no proof. There's no evidence. There's nothing to go on to say, you need to be confident. We go to Bologna and we win that game. However, we have no other option than go away to Bologna and win that game, So if it's Colomani up top with Gonzalez and, I don't know, whoever playing behind him, mckennie, I have no idea. If it's Timothy Weah starting in midfield, if it's Cambiasso starting a left center back, I don't care, because everything you did led to this moment. So excuses are not going to work. You guys are going to need to show up and show out. That's the biggest thing. Show up and show out. You're going to need to go in there and show that you can deal with pressure, the wrong type of pressure, to be honest, because the pressure I want these players to deal with is winning a title, winning finals, not, beating Bologna to get into the top four, for that matter. However, your guys are going to need to show that you are ready to deal with pressure. To go to Bologna, and if you need to ask 10 independent people who don't support Juve and are just very neutral and very level-headed, I'm going to say 6 or 7 out of those 10 are going to say, you know what, Bologna are just going to win at home. They're going to beat you, And I think we cannot really say anything about it. So this is not about me not liking certain players. This is about Tudor getting just enough tune out of these players to go to Bologna and nick a win. Somehow keep it close and nick the win, because Bologna have nothing to lose. They are chasing us right now. They are chasing us because they have a point less than us. So they need to come for us. We are. If we draw that game, they're not in position to. It's not in their own hands. That's what I'm trying to say. So they need to win that game. So they're gonna take that game to us. It's upon us. It's on Tudor. It's on the players to be smart and deal with the pressure that's coming and capitalize on probably the very, very few chances we will get, considering how we play and also considering how Bologna have been playing lately. So I don't care who plays tomorrow. Excuse me. I don't care if it's Colomani up top. I don't care if it's mckennie playing in midfield or mckennie playing behind Colomani. I don't think if Conceição will start. I don't care if Nico Gonzalez starts. Whoever starts, we need to win. So whoever Tudor picks tomorrow to go out there and show something of, or something that resembles any sort of real team, a team that knows the goal, knows that if we win this game, we need to do something insane to mess it up. Because let's say Bologna don't win, and even say that Lazio do win, you still have that game in Lazio. You still have that game in your in hand. Because I don't know, Lazio play. I think they play Empoli, then they play us, and I think they also have Inter. But I don't know how that goes. And they have Lecce on the final day, which is probably a win at home. But they have easy games. This week and next week, it's about us. It's all about us. If we handle our business with a win and a draw here and there, you need to kill it off in the other 2 games. So it's on our own hands. But again, there's no proof that we need to be overly comfortable that this team, these players will show up and be like, you know what? It's on us, and we're going to take it, and we're going to leave with it. We're going to beat that team. We're going to go to Lazio. We're going to beat Lazio, and we're just going to beat Udinese, and then whatever happens at Venezia. It sounds easy, but it isn't easy. This is all about fighting tomorrow, showing some real, not passion, but just desire to get that result over the line. Show some consistency, show some togetherness. Don't look like a team that's all over the place, which we have been looking like in the last couple of weeks, months, years, whatever you want to call it. This is now. Do you want to play Champions League players, or do you want to play Europa League? Do you want to play on Thursday and travel across Europe? Do you want to do that, or do you want to play Champions League next season? Do you want that? That's on these players. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not going to do predictions. You guys can do predictions. So let me know in the comments what you think the scoreline will be and what you actually really expect of that game in general. And then we will speak tomorrow post-game, and hopefully it's with a win and we're all, relax for a minute and just chill for a week building up to Lazio. Anyways, let me know, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow post-game. Ciao.